Okay, so the Mother 32 day one, I thought an obvious starting point would be diving into the sequence that you hear at the beginning of Pink Floyd's On the Run. It's an 8-step sequence. We have 8 steps right here. I think technically the Mother 32 can go all the way up to 32 steps. But yeah, we're gonna just unpack this. I have found a video on YouTube that demonstrates On the Run on this exact Mother 32 instrument. I'm just gonna recreate it for you here. It sounds really good, so let's go. Go ahead, and just set. I thought I'd go over a few of these knobs and switches and make sure that they're where we need them to be. Here's the frequency of the pitch. I can actually just show you really quickly what this sounds like. The frequency is it's a left-right knob, and at 12 o'clock it's at 0, which means that's where the pitch is in tune. If I cue up, E3, then that's where it supposedly will be about E3. So I have the whole thing, by the way, running through a Strymon Time Live. I just think some reverb and delay adds some nice depth to these instruments. Yeah, so let's go through back to frequency at noon. You want glide at 0. We don't need glide for this sound. Pulse width at noon. And the mix is all VCO. This has a noise source. Pretty cool. We want none of that, so all the way to the left. VCO mod sequence will be at LFO, and then the VCO mod amount at 0, and the VCO mod destination will be the pulse width. Cutoff will be at max for now. That will change later when we get the sound going, and the resonance at 0 for now. Again, that will change. So let's go over to the voltage controlled filter. The mode will be low pass. Where are you? I lost you. Voltage controlled filter, low pass. There we go, right here, to switch. The mod source will be envelope generator, boop, and then the attack will be 0. The decay acts more like the sustain. So keep that in mind. For now, we are going to want it around noon. And the sustain will be on. It gets really weird if you don't have any sustain later. Let's keep that on, and that will probably stay on. Volume, we'll just max that out. VCF mod amount will be 0. VCF modulation polarity, positive, and decay, I think I already mentioned that, will be at noon, and the voltage control mix will be maxed all the way to the right. Okay, so we're gonna need a few patch cables for later. I've already noted that we'll need 3. I have them over by my side. Let's dive right in. So I got started on this earlier, but I'm gonna show you in case you're new at this, or maybe you're not new and you've got some sequence in there from a previous effort. There's a way to reset all of these. Now I currently have bank 1 active, and that's where we're gonna act today. So if you wanted to switch it, you could hold the pattern bank button right here, and then go to press 1 through 8, whatever bank you wanna be. So we're gonna go back to 1, there we go. And I want to reset it, and the way you reset it is you press and hold Shift, reset, pattern. So Shift, reset, pattern, and that will reset everything. We want to go to step mode. Step mode, we want to choose between how we program a sequence. Keyboard mode, I'm not totally sure what that means, but this is the only unit out of all of the sound studio that has a MIDI in, and I think having an external MIDI keyboard would allow you to set up your sequence more fluidly. For now, we're gonna treat this video, for the sake of this video, acting out of this standalone unit, and just work out of step mode. So the way to do that to go to step mode is you press and hold Shift and then go to step. Shift, step. Okay? And then you can go through each of these one at a time and set the individual notes that you want. So for example, I know that the first note of this sequence is E3. So I'm going to press Shift 1 to edit step 1. Shift 1. Okay. It should be on E3. So I'm going to go over to E3 and press, or octave 3 and press the E. Okay. I'm going to get out of editing mode for a sec. You do that by pressing Shift 8 to exit this, because I want to show you something. Wait a second. Shift 8. There we go. Now I'm out of edit mode. Okay. We want to, I should have prefaced this. You want to set how many steps your sequence is. The way you do that is you tap, you don't hold, you just tap set end over here. We're going to tap that, and we need an 8-step sequence, so I pressed the number 8. If your sequence was just 4 steps, you would tap set end and press 4. So this is an 8-step sequence. I tap that and hit 8, and it's at 8. Nothing's changed because I was already there. But anyway, let's go back to editing this. Shift 1, E3, Shift 2 for step 2 will be G3. So I'm already in octave 3. I just press the G. And then step 3 will be A3. Okay, step 4 will go back to G3. Step 4, G3. Step 5 will be D4. So if I need to go to the next octave, I just switch here and I'll press D4. Okay, and then I want to go to step 6, which is C4. Step 7 will be D4 again. And then step 8 will be E4. Cool. Supposedly they're all set. And then you press Shift 8 to exit edit mode. And you can test this. So let's run it. Smooth it out a bit. The tempo of On the Run, I read, is about 166. If I've already heard it. If that's not it exactly, it's really, really close. So just mess with this until it starts to sound good. Cool. So cool little trick here to get kind of a chorusy effect. You can set the VCO to square pulse, which we're already at. Check all of the above. I've already done all that. Play with the cutoff and resonance. This should be between 12 and 1. Resonance at approximately 12. Increase VCO mod amount a bit, not a lot, like to 8 o'clock. And adjust the pitch about half a step down. See how detached it sounds there? Alright, so some basic patching. Keyboard out to VCF cutoff. And then this will track the cutoff a little more accurately, and it like follows, imagine following a keyboard path. So if it were a little bit, if you're playing a little bit lower or you're on the lower end of the sequence, the cutoff filter will move with. There's no way to drive filter for more bite, but what you can do is take the envelope generator out to mix to. VC mix. To VCA CV. Oh, a little bit more punch. That's cool. And now bring the VC mix up to add some gain. So you hear that clicking? You can actually mess with the decay or the sustain. It seems to help with that. Let's try that. Yeah.